Hi everyone, it is Give to the Max, the time of year where we try to cover 4 months of operating in special projects. So I am so thankful to all of you guys that are helping us launch with Give to the Max today. I know it's backwards on the screen, I believe, because it's a selfie, but want to remember and talk to you remind you guys of a few things. But first, remember 4 months ago, I had been talking about a Bobcats and Lynx case that kept getting put on hold. Now we can share with you that we were finally to be able to get on site with authorities and remove the remaining Bobcats and Lynx. When we first got a call, there were 9 Bobcats and 2 Lynx on the property, and we agreed to take in all of them and vet them, spay and neuter them, and if we couldn't provide a home based on space, reach out to reputable sanctuaries. Because that went on so long, it actually, by the time we got on site with authorities, there was only 3 remaining Bobcats and 2 Lynx, and everybody's asking where the other cats went. Well, he had 80 animals originally, and he was given the opportunity to try and come into compliance since it was a contraband case. And that meant he could sell them, place them at other game farms, whatever he wanted to do to them. He could, pelt them if he wanted to. We don't know what happened to the rest. We wish we were able to remove all the cats before he sold and downsized, but we are thankful that we were able to take the 2 Canada Lynx and 3 Bobcats. They were really bad conditions. These were small, confined, dirty, filthy pens. Probably like 10 by 10s, and they had just a dog loo. Elise had said that one of the dog kennels or dog loos was up right like this, so that was no shelter at all for the cat. And winter's coming, and even though they're Bobcats and Lynx, that's not how Bobcats and Lynx live in Minnesota. Wild Bobcats and Lynx den down, they get out of the wind, things like that. And they were extremely thin. And I will tell you, they're not that thin anymore. TWS has definitely filled their bellies, and all but one has been spayed and neutered and been vetted, so we're really thankful for that. And then only one is left. We're going to be spaying the female on Thursday, the female Lynx Ripley on Thursday, and then everybody will be vetted. Elise is going to try in some play dates between the 2 Bobcats that live together and the single female. And if those 3 can be together, that would be helpful for another sanctuary that can probably accommodate them. We're working on that right now. If they can't be merged, then we'll decide, because there's only 1 open enclosure at another sanctuary, if who goes down, who stays, etc. And on top of this, the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance received another call for 2 Bobcats in need today that we're helping assist the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance on. So it keeps coming, but this rescue alone, we had to build temporary pens. We had to bring electric in, buy new water buckets, build new dens, new platforms, all the vetting, the deworming, the vaccination, all that, and then in transport, if we do end up moving them in crates to transport to the new facility. So it's been a lot of cost, and we really could use your support during Give to the Max when your donation goes twice as far. So it's so excited about Give to the Max, and then I have some other updates to share with you, is that now through November 16th, donations are doubled by generous donors up to $50,000. And as always, we have special incentives for you guys, because anybody that gives $100 or more is going to get this photo greeting card of Taras and his actual paw print from his vet day recently. And the photo card has different photos on the front and back. So anybody that gives a gift $100 or more at a time will get that special keepsake. And I know so many of you guys are collecting these as well. And then we have every donor that donates between now and November 16th is entered into a drawing to join our Pride. You guys are already our Pride out there, but you guys, one lucky winner and a guest will get to come on site, spend half a day at the sanctuary, doing really special things, from watching the cats have enrichment to actually just sitting quietly with one of your favorite cats outside the fence and getting to know them, reading to some of our shy cats so that they can hear the human noises and get more involved, and just speaking to the caretakers to really learn, you know, how they give to the max. And our theme this Give to the Max is, we give to the max because you do. And what we do is hard work. There's always new rescues, there's always sick animals, there's always saying goodbye to our elder residents, there's preparing for the next season, there is putting up new platforms, you know, giving Silencia injections, medications. It's just never ends. And the reason our staff does this is because you guys enable them to do that. You empower them to do that. And for that, we're ever grateful. So if you can give during Give to the Max, it really will go twice as far. On November 16th, we're still gonna have our Give to the Max Day. There'll be some live posts, and we're gonna be celebrating the year anniversary. Can you believe it? The year anniversary that the Ukraine Cubs arrived here at the sanctuary. We are gonna be a little early, but that's okay, because, you know, I can't believe it's been a year. I was just out looking at them today, and they're 250 pounds. It's crazy. And they were just 25 pounds when they came. And so you'll be during this next week or so, being able to get to see some of those old videos that you guys were there in person for when that happened, and that means so much. But on top of that, there'll be more and fun incentives from the Lions on Give to the Max. So now through then, we have to be able to get our goal, which is really getting us a big chunk of money for these new rescues, not only for the initial cost that we've already incurred, but the lifelong cost of the ones that are going to be staying here. And then over the next few days, we'll tell you about some other things that we really want to do with your gifts coming in for Give to the Max. So remember, there's so many ways to give. You can give by calling us directly here at the sanctuary at 320-245-6871. You can mail a check as long as it's postmarked by November 16th to TWS, P.O. Box 314, Sandstone, Minnesota 55072. You can always donate directly on the posts and the photos we're sharing. You can donate at our website at wildcatsanctuary.org. Remember, we have Venmo. You can even donate at Wildcat Sanctuary on Venmo. So there's so many ways to give, and we appreciate every gift. Now, if Give to the Max Day launch today wasn't enough, because everybody's doing the posts, Lynette's taking the phone calls, the e-news went out, we also had Miko, the male lynx, in for his intake exam and neuter, and he probably came in at about 22 pounds, and he's now 32 pounds, and that just shows you what that nutrition and food can do. He's big fluff ball, he's getting that winter coat. We're so thankful. They are being treated for roundworms and other parasites. But that was just one day to this morning. We did that intake exam. We had a new vet tech rotate in shadow who's going to be joining our volunteer vet tech program. And then on top of that, we had our USDA inspection. And USDA, it gives out 3-year licenses now. It's a new system. They put what species and the number of animals you're housing. And with all the recent USDA confiscations and authorities calling us, we've taken in over 29 rescues. And so we were at our numbers count. And so the USDA had to come out for another about couple hour at least inspection today. They reviewed all the cats. They looked at the new cats. They looked at the food center. They looked at all the vet records. They looked at the medications to make sure none of them were expired. They reviewed all the documentation. So it was a long process, and we passed with flying colors. I'm so thankful for the staff and everybody that always makes our facility exceed standards. And so that was going on at the same time. And then on top of it, I got a really fun, interesting call from the executive director of the Minnesota Zoo, who was heading home from Duluth from an appointment and wanted to stop by and see the Wildcat Sanctuary and talk a little bit about how we work together. And I'm always open to working with directors and employees of other organizations. And over the years, Ron Tilson, who was the SSP coordinator for Tigers, and the old executive director years ago, Lee Emke, were huge supporters of ending the captive wildlife crisis and testified on behalf of legislation in Minnesota to end the private ownership of big cats. So those relationships are really important. So when John Farley wanted to come to see the sanctuary, that was great. We were also talking about how we can coordinate veterinary efforts, also psychological well-being of animals. We even discussed how Oakland Zoo has been one that we've talked to, and Nashville Zoo, and a lot of this is on hospital medical treatment and how we can decrease stress and have animals voluntarily cooperate for medical procedures. So that was a really nice unexpected visit today, him and his wife, and I was thankful to show him the hospital and the sanctuary. So it's never a dull moment here at the sanctuary, and you know, to be able to walk out today and see the new residents that came from that horrible rescue and the horrible conditions they were from, and then see them getting vetted today, it just brings warmth to my heart. But the reality is, this is the first time in, I would say, almost 15 years that we are over capacity. And what that means is we have to build for the residents we rescued. Usually we have open space, or cats have passed away of old age, or we've been able to merge cats and it's opened up a habitat. The calls have come in so much and continue to come in that we have built temporary quarantine areas for Asian leopard cats, for bobcats, for lynx, for servals, and we really need Give to the Max Day to help us stock up on that funding so that we can help build for permanent habitats and heated rooms for those for their life. They are in definitely better comforts than they were in prior to rescue, but that is still not up to TWS standards, and we want to get them into free roaming habitats, and we want to get them in with their indoor bedrooms and so much dynamic space to keep them really wild at heart. And so your donations during Give to the Max enables us to do that, not for, you know, just the ones we recently rescued, but even giving, it's just, I say recently rescued, but then I think of Erin, the cheetah. She was recently rescued, it feels like months ago. I think of, you know, the Asian leopard cats. I think of Sushi, the fishing cat, and Thane, the serval, and the caracals. Like, it has been crazy the amount of cats we've taken in. And so the small cat crisis is an epidemic. And the big cat crisis is not over. Just at the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance meeting, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife stated he believes there's over 1,000 big cats in private ownership that are not registered. There is going to be an influx of sanctuaries to step up and help these animals. And at the same time, we need to and will maintain the same excellent standards of care, husbandry, psychological well-being for those 140 plus residents that you love so much here at the sanctuary. But we really need your help. We need your help to do this. We have been at a point where this is a year nonprofits are seeing a decrease in funds, and we have really stepped up to make sure we can save more lives. And we have a big project coming next year for the little ones. And so there's a lot to do, and I know we can do it together. I totally know we can do it together. I also have Uproar magazine coming out in January and kind of giving you some more inside scoop of everything we've been working on. And also just what a day in the life of a sanctuary is like. Some days are so good, but some days are so hard. You just don't get to stop and see what we've done together, because we're always working on saving the next animal. We're working on doing the next preventative vet care procedure. We're making sure animals get medication, and the animals are enjoying life to the fullest. They're getting that enrichment. They're getting that pumpkin with spice. They're getting that food foraging. But guess what? The animal caretakers And staff here don't get what the cats get because we're moving on to the next cat. And that can be really hard when we don't stop for the wins. But sometimes stopping for the wins feels impossible when there's so much that needs us. And so Give to the Max Day is also helping us increase our staff. It is time to add new caretakers. It costs money, but it is the best money we can spend to make sure our animals get that direct and individualized care. And so when you give to the max, it's going so much further than buying just a water bucket or a piece of chicken. Those are fun things to buy. A meal for the cat is a direct thing that you can buy and see, and it's so important. But give to the max, your $100 gift that becomes $200, your $200 that becomes $400, going into that pool, that covers that operating. That covers us to say yes, not only to Wildcats in need, but yes to 2 more caretakers, because we have 29 more cats that need care. We have enclosures that need to be built. And so I'm just forever grateful. And again, you guys deserve the thanks too. And so that's why when you give, it gets doubled. That's one thing. And if you give $100 or more, you get this wonderful photo card of our growing boy Taras and his actual paw prints. And that will be mailed out to anybody that gives $100 or more. Everybody that donates gets entered into that Join Our Pride on-site experience for half a day, which I know is on many people's bucket list, and we'd love to have you here. And then we are gonna have our big November 16th Give to the Max Day as well, where you can see live posts and see the Ukraine Pride celebrating their 1-year anniversary here at the sanctuary, and plus some other incentives from the Pride that day. But until then, we will be with you over the next week or so till next Thursday. And you know, we're just thankful again and really happy that today we get to launch Give to the Max Day, and even more thankful that we got to save those bobcats and lynx lives that really deserve that second chance to be wild at heart. Thank you.